As the coronavirus is spreading, I'm wondering if we're actually using the coronavirus as an excuse to discriminate and be racist against Asians. Hi Lovebug, I'm Vivi. Welcome to Adventure Awaits. My channel is all about guiding you to an adventurous life that you're fully and truly in love with. And if this is something that you want to have more of in your life, consider subscribing. So, as we know, the coronavirus is spreading like crazy. That's what people tell. But is it the actual truth? What I've noticed from being here in Canada, people start freaking out when they see Chinese people. They start wanting to close down Chinatowns because, Chinese people are the ones that are giving you the coronavirus and transmitting the virus. Is that the actual truth? China is the place where the virus comes from. But is it that all Chinese people actually transmit the virus? If people grew up here in Canada and been living here their whole life, how are they able to transmit the virus if they've not been in the affected area? How's that even possible? We had a case here in Canada that Chinese exchange students are coming to the University of Ottawa, and teachers were concerned about the coronavirus. Well, by now we have about 200 dead people, which I don't want to say that's not a lot. 200 people is 200 people. It's 200 human beings. They're affected, like their family, everything. Like, I don't want to play this down. The thing here is, every single day, there's 700 people dying in China because of traffic. 700 people a day for, let's say, 2 weeks that we've been talking about the coronavirus. I know it's been a little bit longer. Let's say 2 weeks. That's about 10,000 people dying in 2 weeks. In a month, that's about 10,000, 20,000 people dying every month because of traffic, just in China. I'm not making this data up. It's put out there by the World Health Organization, so you can go out and Google it. So are we saying that there is this global crisis called the coronavirus, which has killed over 200 people by now? Then what is with the traffic in China? That must be a very big crisis. Yet nobody's talking about it. But we're going crazy about the virus. People start discriminating Asians just for being Asian. And I know a lot of years back it were the blacks, because they used to be the slaves, so we're going against all black people. Then after 9/11, the Arabs, because all Arab people are terrorists, right? And now we're going about the Chinese and the Asians. Like, we're going after them just because there's this one virus that started spreading from there. How many viruses are there globally? And what can we actually still believe? After just doing research for about 15 minutes on the coronavirus, I started getting anxious and nervous because I had no idea what is true and what is not. Everyone was putting out their different numbers. There are already conspiracy theories out there. And the question is, what is the truth and what is not? The only problem is that we do not think. We listen to the news, we watch the media, we watch TV, we read the newspaper, and we take for fact what we read. We do not question, we do not know anything better, and we take this information, and with this information we start seeing the world differently. We start judging the world differently. And by the way, this does not only happen with the coronavirus. This happens whenever you travel, with whatever nationality or races. If you go to a certain country, for sure there are going to be people who are like, oh, you're going to Russia? Well, Russians, they just drink vodka. Oh, you're going to an Arab country? Like, be careful. They might kidnap you. Like, they're terrorists there. Like, be careful. Like, is that the actual truth? Most of the time it isn't. And the question here is, how can we live a better quality of life without judging everything and everyone, without listening to the news? Because the news, I feel, is putting out these information to really scare us and to keep us close-minded, to bring us back to focusing on our own little cubicle, living our own little rat race life and not thinking outside the box. Because if you look back at the history of the news, there are so many information that are misled, that we're not actually sure if that's the truth or not, but society wants us to believe this. And most people are playing the game, and they're playing it very well. So, if you're one of these people that are like, oh, Asian people, we should not go to Chinatown. We should close down all the Chinatowns in America and in Canada because we might get affected by the coronavirus. Think twice. Don't be crazy. About 200 years back, there was no TV. I know there weren't as many flights and it wasn't as easily to like spread a virus, yet still it happened. People were not that crazy about it. And when we start thinking that everything is terrible and that our life is threatened and we're gonna die, then guess what? We live in such a scarcity that we're probably gonna attract it into our life. And do you really want to live a scarcity-based life? I feel that is keeping us from living our best life, from truly enjoying our life and making incredible memories, living our best life and really doing what we love with our life. Because we're so focused on the news, we're so focused on what's going on around us, that we actually distract ourselves from truly living and experiencing our own life. So if you're not affected with the coronavirus, which I hope you're not, if you don't have any friends or relatives living in one of the closed down cities in China, I don't feel there's any reason for you to freak out right now. Keep on living your life, keep enjoying your life. If you see people coughing, let them cough. It's winter in most countries of the world right now. People do get sick. It is cold outside. It doesn't have to be the coronavirus. And just because they're Asians doesn't mean that they're affected. Doesn't mean that they're transmitting the virus to you. So let's bring it back to loving everyone, being nice to people, and not just judging people by their race, by where they're from, or how they look, or how they talk, or what accent they have. Really bring it back on, is it the truth or is it not? Are we sure that everyone is affected with the coronavirus? No, we're not. Can we actually believe the news all the time? Probably not. And you can do your own research and find numbers and find what people say. There's so many misleading information. There's so many information that are like not really fitting together. So what are you going to believe? That's your own choice. But what I want to ask you is that we stop judging people by where they're from, how they look, and how they talk. Because from traveling to over 70 countries, I learned the one thing, that race doesn't always have to do with who you are. And that just because someone is from China doesn't mean that they're a bad person. Just because someone is Arab doesn't mean that they're a terrorist. Just because someone is from Germany doesn't mean they're very time efficient. Just because someone is from Argentina doesn't mean that they actually eat a lot of meat. Obviously, some things tend to be more true than others, but let's not judge the world. Let's go out there, find out ourselves, and still live our best life. Let's not waste time watching news and getting all scared and frightened and into a scarcity mindset that's paralyzing us from enjoying our life. And if you do want to live your best life, I have a free training for you. It's linked in the description below. It's teaching you all about how to truly enjoy your life more, experience your life more, and truly smile for life and not just for the picture. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like, share it with anyone who would benefit from watching this video, and consider subscribing to my channel. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye.